Okay, welcome to our first ever virtual recording of Dad Chats. Today we're really excited to have Bobby joining us. Bobby works with us here at the Good Chris Company as our Senior Sales Director, and also checking in, Bobby, you are a dad as well, is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay, we can proceed with the chat then. That's fantastic. So you've got 3 kids at home?
Yep.
Fantastic. So what's it like? So you obviously were doing this virtually because you're remote. We have an office here in Colorado, and you're remote as well. How do you find that balance in this new hybrid world that we live in?
Well, actually, it's funny. I've always been a remote worker. So this like work from home, kind of hybrid model has been my life ever since I've been in the, natural products industry. So to be honest, like the COVID mix wasn't really a big change for me. It was kind of how I was already operating.
Nice. And you've been in the natural products industry for most of your working career, all of your working career? How do you define
Most.
that? Most.
Yeah, most. I did a couple of different things. I think we talked about this. I've sold a bunch of different stuff from insurance to windows to working as a bartender and such. But I've been all over the place. But the majority of my career has been in the natural products.
And what's kept you in the industry? What do you love about the natural products so much?
Really, it's the people, because there's a ton of different amazing brands out there. There's a lot of good tasting food, but it's the great group of people that basically make up our entire industry, right? Doesn't matter what brand, it doesn't matter where you are. You go to the shows and you see the same people all the time. They're happy to be here. Some are happy to have friends. Some are very purpose driven. Some are, trying to do better for themselves, and some are trying to do better for the world. And it's just a really great place to work. Not only that, I love food. So I always wanted to. I actually had a friend growing up that had a snack closet that
Right.
you opened up. You opened it up, and any kind of fruit snack, granola bar, chip, you could possibly think
that.
it was in there. And it's an image that was burned into my memory, and I have been trying to chase after ever since.
Nice. My whole house is a snack closet. That's good.
Same.
So you love the brands. What are some of the brands that you admire from a professional perspective, but also some that you have in your house and that your kids enjoy, those sort of things?
I've always been in love with the Siete, the brand and the people. They're just it's a great family, and they're really pushing the envelope on our entire industry, really, because how many categories they go into. Also, big fan of Pretzel Chris. Obviously, that's back where I come from. Love that product still to today. Yeah, there's tons of chomps. Our friends over there, and my kids eat those at least once a day. That's definitely a snack time grab here as well. So those are the kind of ones I'm always looking up to, and I always look towards in my pantry. So,
nice. Do you think your kids eat better because you work in the natural sort of food industry?
100%. Yeah, and actually, it's funny. We were, I was talking to a couple of people in the town I live in. It's like our kids are a lot smaller and shorter in our town, and it's because we have Wegmans, and all of our kids are eating food without growth hormones and antibiotics. And my kids have eaten clean just by the nature of the beast their entire lives. So, and they run on the shorter side, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, true. Well, what about, you mentioned you've been remote for, all of your career, sort of before and after COVID, those sort of things. Sales obviously involves a lot of traveling, maybe a bit less now, but certainly before COVID. So how did you manage that with the kids, particularly being younger as you were doing a lot of travel?
Yeah, to be honest, COVID, there was more travel before COVID than there is now, with the onset of technology like Teams and such. Yeah, it was. My wife is awesome is the best answer to that. We moved pretty quickly when I got to a job where I was traveling more. We moved back from Boston to closer to home. Her parents live in the same neighborhood, and they're super, super helpful. Obviously, my wife takes the grunt of the work when I'm not around. And as you know, our kids have a crazy schedule at all times. So there's just a lot going on, and we try to keep up with it. But I'm highly involved in my kids when I'm here, right? That's the biggest thing. It's we're one of those weird families that like being with each other and like spending time together. So I'm a big game person. My kids can, any games, card games, board games, chess.
I thought when you said you were a big game person, you meant you went out hunting big game. But no, you meant you like to play board games. Okay.
No, board games. Puzzles and games. I guess I should have qualified a little bit better.
Just with that shirt on, I was just wondering.
Oh yeah. No, this just comes naturally living in the northern part of the country. It's our outfits, we have to put them on. My kids, would always look at the games on the sides and say like, oh, you can't play this until you're 8 years old, and my kids are playing them at 4 and don't have a problem at all. Just spending a lot of time there, and being there. I do travel a lot, and I'm all over the place, but I never missed my son's soccer games, and never missed my daughter's soccer games, and never missed my my other son's tennis matches and stuff like that. I make sure I make time for all that. So it's just fixing it.
Right, just making the choices and the priorities where you can. So that makes sense.
Exactly.
All right. Well, did you bring us a dad joke, Bobby, all the way from the East Coast? What have you got?
Yeah, so I was actually going through talking about this. I asked my wife what she thought, and she's like, "Well, don't you have your Rolodex of ones? Why are you looking stuff up?" And I do. So, but I came across one. So I'll give you the one I came across that I really liked is how do you befriend a squirrel?
I don't know.
You act like a nut. And then
hey, there you go.
But my all-time favorite, the one I say all the time, is did you hear about the circus fire?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it was intense.
Hey, good classic dad jokes. Well done. That's they're good. Yeah. Well, I don't know why people don't just love them. They're funny. They're witty. They right on. Well, thank you very much, Bobby. I appreciate you being our first virtual dad chat, and thanks for joining.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Have a good one.